what are key qualities of an effective servant leader?
If you don't have utu, you will not care how you create money. You will poison people. You will not care about the consequence because you're making $1 billion. When people are your wealth, you consider humanity before things.
Hi everyone, welcome to Actualize Talks. My name is Gloria Njuguna. Here today I am privileged to introduce Dr. C. How are you, Dr. C?
Good to see you again.
Great to see you
Always.
too. Welcome to Actualize Talks. If you haven't done this, click the subscribe button on the bottom, click the like button as well, and make sure you write a comment and share this with your friends. So today we have a very interesting topic.
Yes.
It is on leadership.
Wow.
I think we've done this video before with host Rose Faith. I believe we've done this video before, but I just thought let me add a little bit more questions on leadership.
Okay.
Just having that we always have very short time to have this discussion.
All right.
So let's start with the first question. What is a servant leader? What is servant leadership, and how can I practice it?
All right.
Yeah.
What is servant leadership and how can I practice it?
Yes.
Well, first of all, thank you again, Madam Glo,
Yes.
the one and only, my own wife, and also to all of viewers, right?
Yes.
We have viewers in Eastern Europe, Western Europe, viewers in Africa,
Yes.
viewers in Latin America. So I welcome all of you.
Yes.
¿Cómo estás? Bonjour. Habari. Namaste. Salam. All of you. Shikamo. Mahaba. Welcome all of you. So, servant leadership. I'll make it very simple in this way. A servant leader is a leader who, though they have influence, chooses to put others' well-being ahead of only accomplishing their goals.
Okay.
You see, when you have influence, people begin to follow you.
Right.
But there are many times in which you can lead people to things that only benefit you.
Right.
So they become nothing more than the cogs and the machinery, the tools to get what you want done.
Yes.
So you no longer see yourself as being of service to others. You see others as your subjects to accomplishing your goals. So that's a good way to differentiate what you really are.
Yes.
In other words, do the people who work with you become better, become greater?
Yeah.
And are they able to go on to become something great? Or are they still stifled as your subjects? You've not really trained them. You've not helped them because you actually are, your relationships with them is usability. So a servant leader is one who sees their role in leadership as being of service to humanity.
Okay. So, I think you touched on that. Okay. So how can I empower my team members to take ownership and make decisions?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've established what servant leader is.
Yes.
We understand that it is being of service to humanity. Now, how do I help my team within the framework of servant leadership?
Correct.
Okay. I always ask these questions because I don't know the questions, so I like to frame things properly so I can answer adequately within the same train of thought so I don't get lost. So the way I think about it is this. When you look at your team, you can only empower properly what you understand.
Yeah.
So the question is, how well do you know your team?
Okay.
And how well do you know yourself?
Right.
I go back to the 4 actualized languages. Every team member has a different actualized language. It's important to understand that every person is unique, but also categorically unique. That means they belong in a category. Some people are marketers.
Yes.
Some people are creators.
Right.
So how can I empower you if I don't understand your strengths? So one of the things you can do as a leader is learn your team properly, because when you learn your team properly, you can place them in the right places. then you maximize their strengths
Okay.
while mitigating their weaknesses.
Yes.
So if you are good with people, but you're bad in a different area in the kitchen, then it's really stupid for me to put you in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I need to move you out and put you where you thrive.
Yes.
Rather than saying that you're not useful. Because maybe you are the one bringing in so many customers for me.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So in many ways, sometimes leaders think like, if you're not good in everything, you're not good to me. But even the leader themselves, they're not good at everything.
Right.
Right?
They're still learning.
They're still learning.
Yeah,
and sometimes when you're a leader
Yeah.
or like you're a fast starter, you do so many jobs, right?
Yes.
You might be in the kitchen, you might be at the front, you might be, so you expect everybody to be like you.
Yeah.
Then you get frustrated because one person is only good in that one area and you want them to be good at everything.
Okay. Yeah.
So sometimes when you have a good team, you got to understand who's your defense, who's your offense,
Right.
who's your special teams.
Yes.
So that you can be able to win a championship.
Okay.
And so as a servant leader, your wealth is your people.
True.
So strengthen your people according to their gifts and their talents.
Yeah.
Place them according to their strengths, not their weaknesses.
Correct.
Stop beating them over their weaknesses. If somebody's not good at something,
Yeah.
they're not good
They're
at
not good
that.
at it. Yeah. Don't place them there.
Don't place them there. Don't frustrate them. Don't frustrate your team.
Yes.
You know, I've seen many coaches who place people in the wrong positions and then they wonder why people maybe quit on them. Right?
That's true.
Because you don't have the gift of placement.
Yes.
So place people in the right place.
Okay.
Then when you place them in the right place, sharpen those gifts.
Yes.
Allow them to thrive. Don't withhold them back.
Okay.
Right?
True.
Then you're going to get the benefit. Right?
Yes.
Because sometimes leaders like to work with people who are their robots. I mean, copyrights rather. So if I'm analytical and I'm serious, I want every team member to be analytical and serious. But guess what? You are not the life of the party. You're not the life of the organization.
Yes.
So if you don't allow those people who thrive, your customers will really not like where you are.
Yes.
So you gotta understand as a leader, that's how to place people in the right place. That's how to serve them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. So how, we work, when you have a team, everyone comes in different ages.
Yeah.
And you can have like the young, you can have the young adults, you can have the young professionals, and then you can have like the older generation or the millennials. So how do you handle conflict and different situations as a leader? I'll give an example. There was a time when I had the job where I was a manager, and all the time the other managers could not handle conflicts. Like they were always having to come and ask, Glo, how can we handle this situation?
Yeah.
How can we actually make this person, follow what we're trying to get them to do? Or they'll get in like arguments with other, team members.
Yeah.
So maybe you can elaborate on that. Like, how do you actually handle conflicts between team members who are like in different age groups, different cultures as well, and different like mindsets? I would say that.
All right. This is a very interesting question because it shows why most people hire discriminately. Right?
Yeah.
You know why people hire discriminately? Because they are afraid of dealing with multiple ages, multiple cultures, multiple things. So they always want to hire somebody who looks like their sister, their brother, right? Because they think that's going to help them.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it actually backfires.
It does.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, how do you handle conflict as a servant leader?
Yes.
Again,
Yeah.
the key thing is this: you're of service to humanity.
Right.
And people are your wealth.
Yes.
So it is in your best wanting for them to live harmoniously.
Yes.
Because when things are flowing well, the team wins championships.
Yes.
When the team is dysfunctional, you're not going to win championships. So, number one, I'll start with the hard one. One of the problems most leaders is wanting to be liked.
Can't please everybody.
So that's the number one problem.
It's true. Yeah.
That's one of the challenges. Why am I saying this? When you're a leader, you're almost like a parent.
Yeah.
And any parent who desires so much to be liked by the kids will never discipline their kids.
True.
And we live in a time where people think discipline is a negative cuss word.
Yeah.
So, team members all have to know there will be repercussions when you cross certain lines
Yes.
of respect. That is what is discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So, on the baseline, there must be disciplined respect.
Yes.
There are things that you can prune, there are things that you have to, well, there are things that you can nurture, there are things that you have to prune.
Yes.
So I'm going to start with the hard one, which is if you ever, there are team members who need to be kicked out.
That's true.
So that's the hard part. If you have somebody who refuses correction,
Yes.
direction, instruction, because let me put it this way, that's love. Okay?
Yeah.
Even the Bible says the Lord chastises that whom he loves.
Yes.
So it is, if you don't put a level of discipline, you don't actually love your team.
True.
So that's the hard part.
Yes.
Now the hard part is out of the way, right?
Yes.
Now let's talk about the other part. You have to have created systems of dispute resolution. The reason why people are coming to you for solutions is because there was no system.
Yes.
And that requires training. That's why you need coaching. This is why you need consultants to come in to train your team, because this thing really does require training.
It does.
Okay?
Yeah, it does.
So you have two team members, they are arguing over 1, 2, 3. There has to be a system that says when two people are arguing about 1, 2, 3, this is our procedure on how we solve it.
Yes.
Why am I doing that? Because I could give you a solution on how to solve disputes, but disputes are so varied. Maybe people just don't like each other because of the personalities.
Yeah.
Like maybe people don't like each other because somebody went out of their way to do something negative. Maybe one person missed work, and there's so many reasons why conflicts happen.
That's true.
Right? So you as a leader need a system.
Yes.
The first thing that you need in that system is the ability. The reason why it's important for a system is this: systems reduce the time in which you take action on an issue.
Yeah.
By the time somebody has to come to you to help you to solve a dispute, this thing has probably been festering for 2 weeks, for 1 month. That means it's become a wound.
Yeah.
It has become
It's too
bad.
late. Yeah.
So within a day, so number one, you must have timelines.
Yeah.
Immediately there's a problem, issue, you start solving the issue.
Yes.
Dealing with the issue without escalation. That means dealing with the issue at the ground level.
Yeah.
So if those two people can't solve it, you go to the lowest manager. Then if the lowest manager can't solve it, you go to the next level.
Yes.
So you keep on escalating the issue
Yeah.
depending on whether people are willing to resolute.
Okay.
And so you need to train your team because you need good judgment. Which means as a servant leader, if you find a biased manager, they also need to be disciplined. There must be consequence on the judges and the offenders.
Yeah.
The problem in society is judges never get judged.
Yeah.
So bad managers always side with their friend,
It does. Yeah, it's true.
especially
do,
with
yeah.
age differences and all these things,
Yeah,
right?
especially if you build a relationship with the person.
Yeah.
They tend to side with you.
So
more.
you side, exactly.
Yeah.
So the problem is with a system, this other person can say, wait a minute, I don't think this is fair how it was decided.
Yeah.
So I know I have a dispute resolution. I can go to the next manager and say, these people made this decision I'm in disagreement with.
Yeah.
So why did I say systems? Because that's how you create a fair system.
Yes.
Or let me not use the word fair. Let me say you create a just system for dispute resolution.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So I've answered your question without answering your question, which I'm sure a lot of people wanted to. Oh, give me 1, 2, 3 things I can do.
Yeah.
Okay, you can know your team.
Yeah.
You can make sure that you don't delay.
Yeah.
You get to the point. But this is the thing. You need to have a game plan. Do you know this game plan can work in a marriage, can work in a family, can work? Why? Because you gotta talk about how you're gonna solve every issue. If this comes up, this is how we'll deal with it. If this comes up, this is how we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
if you don't do that, like if you have a problem in your relationship, let's say you're married,
Yes.
you gotta get to a point where now you say, okay, who is our overseers? Why? Because when you have that problem, you're gonna go to them,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And if they can solve it, they'll go to this.
To the next
So if you don't have that, then guess what? Now it's
Yeah.
just two of you fighting, banging heads, and that's how most relationships are in the world today.
Yes.
So create the systems, be able, because sometimes what if the two of you can actually solve who's right, who's wrong?
Yes. True.
There you go.
Can't determine.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's why I say disputes can only be solved where there is sound, just systems.
Okay.
All right. Sorry for taking that to
No, that's good. That's
Yeah.
really good. So, how can you see how I can frame this question? It's the last question, by the way, for the
Okay.
for the day. What are key qualities of an effective servant leader?
Some key qualities of an effective servant leader.
Yes.
You know, I talked to somebody today about doing economics, finance, even capitalism.
Yeah.
How do you do something in a just manner? You cannot be a servant leader if you're driven with things and not the people. Right?
Okay.
Anytime, if my main goal is money,
Yeah.
if my main goal is to get some real estate, anytime I see somebody who is very hungry, but they have no humanity. In the Swahili we say utu. Mtu ambaye ana utu. What that means is somebody who does not have humanity within them. And so you cannot be a servant leader without humanity.
Yeah.
And I know it doesn't translate so well, but I think you get my
That
gist.
makes sense, yeah.
Why? Because if you go to war, you won't calculate how many people will die.
Right.
Your goal is just to cross that line and take over. You don't care.
Yes.
If you don't have utu, you will not care how you create money. You will poison people. You will not care about the consequence because you're making $1 billion.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't care about utu, you will become discriminatory.
Yes.
You'll segregate. Why do people do all this segregation, slavery, trafficking? They don't have the main thing. People are not their wealth.
Right.
When people are your wealth, you consider humanity before things.
Yeah. That's true.
Right? And so you got this id where you're like, I am doing this in service to humanity.
Yes.
It's a powerful statement. Why? Because it becomes a true north.
Yes.
So that means I do have a line that matters to me. Why is politics dysfunctional in many places? There is no service to humanity. It's service to domination and getting power.
True.
Right? So that is the most powerful quality, I think, of a servant leader.
Yeah.
Is that it causes you to get to the point that a man should give his life for his friend. Right?
Yeah.
So that means I know I can make extra profit, but I know the cost will be for me to cheat you and to betray you and to destroy you.
Man.
I know I can do this deal, or I can do that something shoddy over there, or I can do this. And there is always going to be temptation here, there. But if you set your north, even if the east and the west try to call your name, you will still be like, I'm on service for humanity.
Yes.
Speaking a voice for the voiceless, adding value to society.
Yeah.
Right? And so that
True.
becomes your true north. Right? And that's what you do.
Yes.
People can misunderstand you. People can try to understand what are you doing.
Yeah.
But as long as you know you're being of service to humanity and your true north is that your wealth is the people,
True.
then I think you will be safe as a servant leader.
Ooh. Give you some hand claps. Great job.
All right.
Wow, that was a lot of wisdom, man. I'm so sorry. We're short on time. But thank you so much for clicking on this video about servant leadership. Thank you so much, Dr. C, for taking the time to join us.
Yes.
As we've discussed, we've had that discussion. And if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. If you've not liked the video, please like the video. Please write a comment. We love to hear from you guys. We always reply. We don't shy away from replying to comments. So feel free to comment. And of course, feel free to share. Until next time, Dr. C.
Yes.
I guess we're going to wrap it up.
All right. Be blessed.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to Actualize Talks, your destination for purpose discovery, setting vision goals, and fostering leadership growth.
I'm joined in studio by Dr. Casper.
Joining me now in the studio, we have Dr. Casper.